Hi everyone. Uh, Today is 15th of June. Now almost 10 o'clock in the morning, and before I go to work, I like to make this video and talk about some news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets for this moment. This video I'm making on my balcony, so probably you're gonna hear some sound effects from outside, but if quality sound is not too bad, then I will upload this video. So I did check sites of Russian media outlets this morning, and one news did appear to me as a particularly interesting one. I'm talking about statement of U.S. embassy in Ukraine, in which U.S. government is urging U.S. government urges citizens of U.S. to immediately leave Ukraine because of some concerns about their safety. As I understand, these kind of statements embassies are making when they are when they are when they know something that ordinary people don't. And in this case, what it can be, probably, and this is my guess, probably in Washington, they did realize that after they did realize that after fall of Severodonetsk and Lysychansk, Ukrainian armed forces are quite low on morale. They are refusing, many of fighters of Zelensky's regime are refusing to continue fight against Russia. Some of them leaving positions. There are some reports that some groups even fighting between each other. I mean, some units of Zelensky's regime start to fight against each other. And reasoning, it looks like that some fighters just don't want to be used as a as a as a shield for regime. They are refusing to die for nothing. Because, as you understand, I mean, Russia did not Russia did not take. I mean, when it comes to all this Ukrainian story, of course, Ukrainians do understand that Russians don't have a problem with them. Russia don't gonna ban Ukrainian language. Russia not gonna ban Ukrainian culture. Russia will don't do anything that will harm these people in a social, economical, or political way. So ordinary Ukrainians, more and more ordinary Ukrainians, including in Ukrainian military, do realize that they are fighting for Western interests, and because Russia is not in any way endangering anything that are really priceless for Ukrainians. I mean, in Crimea you have three state languages, for example, Russian, Ukrainian, and Crimean Tatars have their language as a state in status of state language, you know, and Ukrainians know that, you know. for example, I mean, rights of Crimean Tatars now are way more, uh, uh, way more safe and secure that it was any time during the Ukrainian rule over this peninsula. So, in my understanding, Washington did realize that in after fall of Suez and Solidar, and that will happen probably today or tomorrow. I mean, in nearest days, entire front of Zelensky's regime, entire forces may just go. They may lost. Zelensky's regime may lost control over the troops, and then you may have some kind of domino effect when towns will be liberated by Russian and Allied forces one by one in a quick phase, and probably because of this realization in Washington, they are now asking U.S. citizens, urging U.S. citizens to leave Ukraine immediately. This is, I may be wrong in my analytics, but I don't see any other reason why U.S. should, make this kind of statement. So that's been said. Let's wait and see. On a front line, as I said, situation is getting more and more difficult for Zelensky's regime, and more and more Ukrainian fighters are refusing to die for Zelensky's regime or for Western interests. They do realize that they are, if anyone is endangering Ukraine and Ukrainian people, this is West and Zelensky's regime itself. So once this realization will become a mainstream in Ukrainian armed forces, and that will not take too long, then Zelensky's regime effectively are done, because people will refuse to fight for them. That's my assumption. Now there are some other news, of course, but I want this video to make as short as possible, because in hours time also I have to go to work, so I don't really have too much time on my hands. Anyway, I'm glad to return to my channel. Yesterday I could not make video, so I'm glad to be back. Thank you for your time, and take care. See you soon.